Hi, I'm Anthony, giving you the West Ham versus Luton Town review. I want to do this video as soon as all the game week 4 matches were over, because City are unbeaten, Arsenal's unbeaten, Liverpool's unbeaten, Brentford's unbeaten, and Spurs are unbeaten. And I had to know, before I start my video, where would West Ham be? City won their match against Fulham 5-1. Brentford drew 2-2. Tottenham won 5-2. Liverpool won 3-0. Arsenal won 3-1. And you know what? I want to say this. A lot of Manchester United fans said this. Harry Maguire would fit into West Ham squad. And you know what? Even a lot of non-Manchester United fans would say Harry Maguire would fit into West Ham squad. But he made a crucial mistake against Arsenal. So I'm glad. Imagine if we had Harry Maguire in our team and he played against Bournemouth, he played against Chelsea, he played against Brighton, played against Luton. We would have lost all 4 of our games and have got 0 points if we didn't have Harry Maguire. So I'm glad that Harry Maguire did not go to West Ham. Okay, back to the game. Party is over. We had to destroy the party. The party of Luton Town is over. The carnival ended on Monday. Their carnival ended on Friday. This was, for me, this is our best performance we played against Luton Town. We had the ball more. We gave a fight. And you know what? Luton Town, the thing is, because Jadon Sword-Prowse gives crosses, long balls. And it's hard to do long balls when you have a small stadium like Luton Town. It's hard. It's hard to do long shots when you're playing at Kenilworth Road. It's hard. Because how many times have we played against Luton Town where we had, how many times have we had to shoot against Luton Town and when it went over? I'm not complaining, but we have to consider the fact that Luton Town stadium is small, and that's a massive advantage for a team like Luton Town to go out there and get to make a small stadium for it to be hard for bigger teams like West Ham to go out there and work on their tactics. Like every game, there's always going to be a controversial moment. The penalty for Luton Town. A lot of people are saying it's a penalty. The referee robbed Luton Town. I don't think that's a penalty. If that was a West Ham, if I was a Luton fan, I would have said that's not a penalty for Luton. I'm sorry, but when you're playing football and you're in a corner, like James Ward-Prowse, he was on the corner, he was in their corner box because he had to mark. And what do you do if the corner goes inside the box and James Ward-Prowse dumps? You can't dump with your hands when you're trying to block the ball, head the ball away. You can't control your hand. Where your hand's gonna be, you can't control. Unless your hand's out here, and the ball touches the ball over here, the hand. Then yeah, fine. That's the hand. Then that's the clear and obvious handball. Even though the rule states that if the hand is in an unnatural position, then yes, that's a penalty. Yes, his hand was in an unnatural position, but what do you expect from when you jump on the ground? What do you expect? He can't if you jump, you can't move your hand like that. You can't move your hand like you're not the goalie. So what the referee had to decide was that the fact that James Ward-Prowse had can't move his hands when he's jumping. His hand was not even the problem, so I think that the VAR made a correct decision. The offside call from West Ham could have made it 3-1. I think that was offside. I think we should have got disallowed. Aguero's offside, so yeah, it's offside for us. And you know what? First, Aguero's been poor. I thought Aguero's been not the worst performance this season. I think we should have. When he played against Bournemouth, he was poor. Chelsea was scored, but he didn't get sent off. He played against Luton. I think he was poor. There were so many times where Luton had clear breakthroughs and didn't go in. So I think that it was poor for performance from Aguero, but Zuma saves today, and I'm happy that Zuma saves today. The first goal, what a goal from Bowen, but Paqueta is outside the box, crosses the ball. Bowen headers the ball. And you know what? I find it interesting. I thought that was not going to go in. I thought that the ball, because the ball doesn't touch, because the ball looks like it's going to go outside, it looks like the ball's not going to go in. But the fact that Kaminsky, the Luton Town goalie, touched the ball and he gave the ball to the goal, he's handed us the goal, which was a perfect goal. Some credit to Bowen. Zuma's goal. You know, no one was. This is the thing with Moyes. This is the thing with David Moyes. He likes to make sure that no one marks Zuma. No one marks our big players. I think, because the fact that, actually, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to be offended to the RSPCA. The Luton Town defenders did not defend, which is, they could have marked him. No one marked him. No one gave him any clear opportunities, and that's the thing. We got the goal, 84th minute, and West Ham win, and that's a good result for us. I thought the fact that when we had the ball, I was annoyed at the fact that how many times when we had the ball and we passed the ball backwards instead of forwards. We just, if James Ward-Prowse got the ball, he would have passed it down to Aguero Zuma. It kept going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And there was not much time to give to Antonio. So I feel like the backwards and forwards passing, like just passing around to even if it was 1-0, we just even if it was 0-0, 1-0, we still passed the ball backwards. And I don't understand why you're winning 1-0. Moyes' tactics. You're winning 1-0, sit back, 45 minutes, and just to sit back. I'm glad that we won, but passing the ball backwards and forwards to our goalie, it's taking them. I'm glad that we're taking the mick out of their players because they did not get the ball. They did not get the ball that much. They didn't get the plan worked, but we cannot do that. The fact that we cannot do that and just take our time. So yes, we took the advantage of a small stadium, but the fact that we just continuously passing to our defenders. When you're playing football, the defenders are supposed to push you forward. So, like, it's not. I'm glad that we got the win, but don't pass the ball forward and backwards. And we barely. Antonio barely did anything. It was always Benrahma going to the left. Benrahma breaking their defenders. He was my man. He was my man of the match, by the way, Benrahma. And if Zuma didn't score that goal, I would have given it to Benrahma. The highest note and the lows. We ended our we ended the home parade of Kenilworth Road, which is a high, because our win against Kenilworth Road against Luton is more important than their sympathy sheet of allowing us to give them the victory. Our victory is more important. Fine, it's a home game. First home game in the Premier League. But still, I couldn't care less about the Kenilworth Road. If someone told me they revamped it, I would have said it is different, same thing. Away ground has a domino stand, so yes. Low point, the goal we conceded. We could have kept the clean sheet, but their player, I forgot their player, I forgot who the player was. It's called, one of them was that player, that Giles and Clifton Morris and Barkley, but I know neither of them scored today's game. Another high point is that we're still unbeaten. We're fourth in the league. Heading into the international break with the 10 points. Just relax. Take a breath. Having that happen, some of the players will be doing the international job. Some of the players will be relaxing. We got this. At least we're not in the bottom 5 position, man. Burnley, Everton, Luton, Sheffield United, and I thought the fifth team who has Bournemouth as well. Bournemouth hasn't got the fifth place, the top 5 teams who hasn't got their wins this season. I'm going to end this note with this whole the Gareth Southgate has made the England call up for next week's game for the international Euros qualifiers. Even if you based on the fact of it was last season, fine. Let's base it on fact. If Southgate is basing on the players who played good last season, Phillips barely played. You can't just say he won the treble. Scott Carson won the treble with Man City last season, and does Southgate rate highly over the Southgate rate highly than Scott Carson compared to James Ward-Prowse? So the problem is that he's picking his favourites. They're picking a guy who barely played in the Premier League. He doesn't play anymore. That's about Martinez and Varane to make sure that Harry Maguire doesn't play. So that's a massive low for James Ward-Prowse. It's not going to England squad. Calvin Phillips, what has he done last season? What has he done this season? I don't think he even played this season, like in the Premier League, so I can't believe he doesn't get it. So I would have put Tamori over Harry Maguire, then James Ward-Prowse over Phillips, because not picking Phillips, this guy had, let me just tell you the facts. Phillips has not got any statistics from this season. He didn't get anything from this season. Yes, he didn't play for the Champions League, the Champions of Europe, Champions in the Premier League. But what has he done this season that Dark can say, oh, he's in the England squad? But if you look at James Ward-Prowse's statistics, played 4 times for West Ham, scored once, assisted 3 times. I would rather pick someone who assisted once and than picking assisted 3 times, played 4 times, assisted 3, scored 1. I would pick that and then Calvin Phillips any day of the week. So yeah, unfortunately, James Ward-Prowse doesn't get into the England squad, but hate to win the parade, the win is a win. Thanks guys for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Peace, I'm out. Come on, you iron.